Hey, what's up everyone? This is Nick at BarBend.com. Today I'm going to be trying out Optimum Nutrition's gold standard 100% plant-based protein. So Optimum Nutrition is definitely one of the best known names of the supplement industry, and that is largely because they sell what may be the most popular whey protein powder on earth, which is the gold standard whey protein powder. They also sell just about every other sports supplement you could want, like branched chain amino acids and creatine. I've tried them all. This is their vegan protein powder, 100% plant-based, and unlike most of their whey products, it's also all organic and there are no artificial ingredients either. So what's it taste like? Well, this here is the vanilla flavor, and first I'm going to try it out with some unsweetened almond milk. This is actually pretty tasty. I'm a bit surprised at how well it mixes. Normally, vegan all natural protein powders don't mix super well, especially with almond milk. This did actually mix pretty well. Like a lot of vegan protein powders, I will say that it does have a pretty strong nutty flavor to it. That said, I gotta say the way the flavor profile intermingles, there's a lot of different things in here, like including pomegranate powder and salt and stevia and cinnamon. This tastes a bit more like salted caramel than vanilla. So if you like that, I think you're probably gonna like this. Okay, so now let's see what it tastes like with some cold water. Yeah, unsurprisingly, it's very, very mild with the water. I will say there's a hint of cinnamon there and it's a little bit nutty, but generally it's just a very mild flavor, which again is actually pretty surprising because a lot of vanilla protein powders that are vegan, they have a very, very strong nutty taste. This is super mild, so it blends pretty well. It goes down very easily, but I gotta say I preferred it with the almond milk because it made it a bit more creamy and gave it a bit more of a caramel-like flavor. Okay, so let's take a quick look at the nutrition label. So one scoop is 140 calories. You're gonna get 24 grams of protein, 6 grams of carbohydrates with 2 grams of fiber and 1 gram of sugar, and 2.5 grams of fat with half a gram of saturated fat. So especially for a vegan protein powder, that's a pretty impressive macronutrient split, very heavy on the protein, quite low in carbohydrates, honestly. So that's pretty impressive as far as vegan protein powders tend to go. With micronutrients, there's a little bit of sodium, 9% of your daily intake, so it's not crazy, but a little bit high compared to some whey protein powders out there. Another thing that's really cool about this product though is that it has added nutrition. They've added in some vitamins. So in this you're going to get 25% of your daily intake of vitamin B12, and 20% of your daily iron, and 8% of your calcium. And those are 3 micronutrients that sometimes can potentially be a little bit tricky to get on vegan diets without supplementing, sometimes. So it's always nice to see some extra B12 and some extra iron. There's also a little bit of potassium with 2% of your intake, and 100% of your daily intake of vitamin C. Now as far as the ingredients themselves go in this product, every single thing here is organic. The first ingredient is the plant protein blend, of course, and the protein in this product comes from pea, brown rice, and sacha inchi. That's a South American nut that's meant to have a pretty good amino acid profile, so I hear. Then there's also natural flavor. There's a grain blend of amaranth, quinoa, buckwheat, millet, and chia. There's a lot of carbohydrates, even though, as I said, there's relatively low in carbs per serving. Nonetheless, that's where most of the carbs come from. There's some cinnamon, there's some stevia, there's some salt, there's some organic pomegranate powder. There's a variety of gums as well, guar gum, xanthan gum, and Arabic gum. Those are thickeners and stabilizers. And then there's just a few added extra vitamins like the ascorbic acid for vitamin C and some of the B12 as well. Now as far as the price goes, this is the only size you can currently get this product. It's about 1.5 pounds. You're gonna get 19 servings, and it's gonna cost between $30 and $35 depending on where you get it. So that's gonna come to $1.60 per serving, or about 6.5 cents per gram of protein. That is very reasonably priced for an all-organic, naturally sweetened vegan protein powder. 6.5 cents per gram of protein is a very good price. You can find it cheaper, but it's pretty tough. So Optimum Nutrition did a pretty good job on the price. So there were a lot of things that I liked about the gold standard plant-based protein powder. Number one, it's got a pretty good amount of protein. For a vegan protein powder, The macronutrient split is pretty impressive. It's not very high in carbohydrates, and it's got a good hit of protein with 24 grams per serving. The protein's pretty high quality. There are also it's also no artificial ingredients. It's all organic. It's naturally sweetened. There's no lecithin, no soy either, or any of these other ingredients that some people find questionable in their protein powders. It's also very reasonably priced at 6.5 cents per gram of protein. And finally, it is pretty nutritious. For a protein powder, it's got a good amount of B12, vitamin C, and iron. So I really like that extra touch. The main things you might not be quite so crazy about with this product. Number one, I quite like the flavor, but it wasn't really a vanilla flavor. It was a lot more of a caramel flavor. So, that's something that you might want to keep in mind. So it's got quite a lot of gums in here. That's not a big issue for the vast majority of people. But again, there are 3 kinds of gum in here. There's guar and xanthan and Arabic. For some people, gums can cause indigestion and things like that, so that might make it off limits for certain consumers, but again, it's a pretty small portion of the population. Finally, this is the only size that it's currently available in, so you can't get any bigger sizes if you want to save some money, but it's already pretty cheap. Alright, so those are my thoughts on Optimum Nutrition's gold standard 100% plant-based protein powder. For the full review, just Google BarBend plus Optimum Nutrition plant-based powder.